Hey truck fans and Toyota fans in particular, welcome to Automoblog. My name is Carl Anthony, and for the 2024 model year, the Toyota Tacoma has been completely redesigned. Now in its fourth generation, highlights of the new redesign include a high-strength steel frame, an available iForce Max hybrid powertrain, and a new Trailhunter model for overlanding. For more cool truck videos like this, hit that subscribe button. The 2024 Toyota Tacoma rides on what's called the TNGA-F platform. That's TNGA-F. And that platform also underpins the larger Tundra and Sequoia. The secret sauce for any truck is in the chassis, and the 2024 Tacoma delivers with a boxed, high-strength steel ladder-style frame. Laser welded blanks are used throughout the chassis of the 2024 Toyota Tacoma. And this is done for a couple of different reasons. Laser welded blanks are essentially a combination of different grades of steel. On the manufacturing side, it helps reduce cost, but when you're actually driving the truck, it reduces weight and it increases rigidity. So when Toyota made these modifications to the frame, ultimately what it leads to is more durability, more hauling, and more towing, especially off-road. When properly equipped, the 2024 Toyota Tacoma can tow up to 6,500 pounds with a max payload of about 1,700 pounds. There are 8 different trim levels for the 2024 Toyota Tacoma: SR, SR5, TRD Pre-Runner, TRD Sport and TRD Off-Road, Limited, TRD Pro, and the Trailhunter. The suspension tuning will ultimately depend on the trim level. So if you go with like a TRD Sport, for example, that suspension is going to be tuned more for responsiveness. But if you do the TRD Off-Road, there you're looking at monotube Bilstein remote reservoir shocks, and those are designed for extended wheel travel and better heat dissipation. Naturally, the Tacoma with the most eye candy underneath is the TRD Pro. New Fox QS3 2.5-inch internal bypass shocks include remote reservoirs for maximum off-road performance at higher speeds. That's straight out of the Toyota spec sheet there. But what that effectively is saying is that when you look at the Tacoma trim levels for 2024, you see the TRD Pro and you see the Trailhunter. Now, the Trailhunter is really more of an overlanding model, where the TRD Pro, that's your high-speed off-road runner. Think about driving that truck through the desert. And these Fox QS3 shocks help facilitate that. QS3 is short for Quick Switch 3. That's Quick Switch 3, meaning that the compression damping can be adjusted between 3 different settings through dials on the shock bodies. Let's talk about the engines and the powertrain. So the base engine is a 2.4-liter turbo 4-cylinder with 228 horsepower and 243 pound-feet of torque. If you opt for a trim level above the SR and the SR5, power output is going to increase to 278 horsepower and 317 pound-feet of torque. The engine is paired to an 8-speed automatic, although a 6-speed manual is available. But perhaps the biggest news in the powertrain department is the iForce Max hybrid powertrain. Now you'll see this optional for the TRD Sport, TRD Off-Road, and Limited, and then standard on the TRD Pro and Trailhunter. The iForce Max pairs the 2.4-liter engine with a 48 horsepower electric motor and a battery pack to create a total system output of 326 horsepower and 465 pound-feet of torque. According to Toyota, a 2024 Tacoma with an iForce Max powertrain can ascend an 8% grade without having to downshift. I don't know if this is 8%, but you should be able to tackle most hills easily. As far as the, let's call it powertrain distribution, you have a number of different options as well with the 2024 Toyota Tacoma. The standard rear-wheel drive system features an automatic limited slip differential. If you go with a 4-wheel drive model, you're going to have an electronic 2-speed transfer case with both high and low ranges, an automatic limited slip differential again, and then active traction control. If you're driving a TRD Pre-Runner, TRD Off-Road, or TRD Pro, you're going to have an electronic locking rear differential, and the Trailhunter, the overlanding model, also has that as well, the electronic locking rear differential. The Tacoma Limited, set up a little bit differently, that has a full-time four-wheel drive system with a center-locking differential. Other fun off-road tools include Multi-Terrain Select, and that's a feature that can be engaged in both 4-high and 4-low now, and that offers adjustable settings to help control and manage wheel spin on various surfaces like mud, dirt, sand, and snow. Crawl control and downhill assist control are also available, along with a multi-terrain monitor, and that uses the Tacoma's exterior cameras, displays that on the center touchscreen so you can see what's happening all around you. Back in 2020, we had the occasion here at Automoblog to drive a Toyota RAV4. It was a TRD model, and it had a feature called Multi-Terrain Select that I just absolutely loved. It was one of my favorite features about that RAV4. Out here on Indian Lake Road, we're using what's called the rock and dirt mode. See these narrow roads here? Big Ford truck coming. Notice how I can squeeze right in and through. The handling on this TRD Pro and this RAV4, really crisp. We'll close by briefly looking at 4 of the 2024 Tacoma's 8 different trim levels, starting first with the Trailhunter. This color here is called Bronze Oxide. First seen as a concept during the 2022 SEMA show, the Trailhunter is the brainchild of Toyota and Australian-based ARB. The two developed model-specific components like Old Man Emu position-sensitive 2.5-inch forged monotube shocks with rear external piggyback-style remote reservoirs. The Old Man Emu shocks and 33-inch Goodyear Territory tires give the Trailhunter some additional ground clearance, 2 inches in the front and 1.5 inches in the rear. The interior seen here features a snazzy orange contrast stitching and Trailhunter badging. Drivers have access to everything they need while overlanding, from climate controls and drive modes to their favorite tunes with the JBL stereo. And there are over 100 different accessories available through Toyota dealerships for the Trailhunter model. While we have orange contrast stitching inside the Trailhunter, the TRD Pro goes for the deep red. On the steering wheel specifically, we have the TRD logo and 12 o'clock marker, along with the push-button start and shifter, all red accents. The truck here has features like adaptive cruise control, integrated trailer brakes, and a tow haul mode. The Toyota Tacoma has been on an all-protein diet over the years, and when you look at the TRD Pro and you look at past models of the Tacoma, you can see how the truck has just grown considerably. In fact, looking at the footage here, it's easy to mistake it for a full-size truck, and from the right angle, this thing looks like a transformer. And it's because the TRD Pro is sitting higher and wider than other models in the Tacoma lineup. This color here is called Ice Cap, with a little touch of mud and dirt. If the Trailhunter and TRD Pro are meant to get dirty, the Limited is the one that's always meant to be shiny and clean. Oh yeah, there is that footage of it going through the mud, isn't there? Okay, so maybe not, but you get the idea. The Limited has a sunroof, power retractable side steps, and chrome wheels and accents, like the tailgate handle and exhaust tip to offset the black cladding. And the subtle details look really nice on the Limited, like the Tacoma script in the headlights. Limited models are all about working smarter, not harder, with features like an automatic tailgate that includes a release button on both sides of the truck. When the workday is done, the Limited will be great for hitting the town, especially in this supersonic red hue. And regardless of the road ahead, smooth or otherwise, the Limited should be a blast to drive with its adaptive variable suspension. And last but certainly not least, the TRD Sport in Blue Crush Metallic. It's not as muscular as the TRD Pro or as fancy as the Limited, but that's okay because the TRD Sport is going to have a better price point. If you drive mostly in the city or on modest backcountry roads, the TRD Sport will give you all the capability you need for less cash. What do you think of the 2024 Toyota Tacoma? If you're a Toyota fan or an off-road enthusiast, Do you like this truck? Is it something that you could see yourself driving? My personal favorite is the TRD Pro, but if you're a fan of the TRD Pro, would you pick the Tacoma, or would you maybe pick something else in the Toyota lineup, like a Tundra, or a Sequoia, or a RAV4? Let us know in the comments anything you want about Toyota, or if you have, do you want to make fun of my misshapen head, the fact that I wear a puka shell necklace, you have some interior decorating tips for me, anything at all. Doesn't even have to be Toyota off-road related. Leave them in the comments below. And for more videos like this, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Reporting in Detroit, on behalf of Automoblog, I'm Carl Anthony.